any advice for other patients? I think that, you're in a unique position to talk about both the first time you were diagnosed, but also kind of thinking about the the tough stuff that sometimes it's harder to talk about, which is dealing with recurrent disease as well. And I wonder if you had any advice about how you, things that you feel like have helped you perhaps, or things that you would, tell other patients who may be experiencing different parts of this journey that you've been on, what you think worked for you.
Okay. I think one of the things that actually did work for me, it really brought a lot of insight to myself, was the mentoring program. At first I was hesitant to go to it. I wasn't sure what I was getting into. But I learned so much about helping others, and I learned a lot about myself and my own feelings. Mm-hmm. And I was fortunate to mentor a person who we got along so good. There were times when she could not tell her husband exactly how she was feeling, but she could tell me, because I was a woman going through the same thing, and I felt very useful at that point. And then there were times when we would talk and we wouldn't even talk about cancer. We would just talk. And she had projects, I had projects. And then one time I teased her when I had to go through chemo, when she was, going through her chemo too. I said, now you can mentor me. It was kind of a joke, who was mentoring who. Another thing that patients should look for is a great caregiver. I feel that is so, so important. Have somebody with you constantly taking notes when we go see you, because we get in there and like you and I start talking, and then I'm like, we're driving home and I'm like, oh, I forgot to ask her this, And so it's so important that, somebody writes down the questions, and then you've got something to follow. And then also, if you have to go through it again, I know my husband had to go through notes, because I don't know, the third or fourth time I was doing chemo, I said, after we came home I was home for a day or two, and I go, I don't remember going through this. And he brought out his notes and he goes, Shirley, this is exactly what you did, the last time. And that in itself helps to know that, okay, you made it through that time, you're going to make it through again.
Thank you for sharing your story. I think it's a very powerful example and some really good advice for patients who are going through this.